Charlie and His Whale of a Year. This book is dedicated to all frontline medical staff who put their lives at risk each and every day caring for us. The new virus. Charlie learned a new word this year. It's a word he is unlikely to ever forget during his lifetime. Early in the year, a nasty virus named COVID-19 started spreading across the world and had made its way into the country and was spreading across cities and towns, making people very sick. At first it was just something on the television and Charlie never thought it was going to change his life. Then one day, Charlie's parents started working from home and Charlie also had to stay at them instead of going to school. His teacher had given his parents' school's work for Charlie to do. This had never happened before, so Charlie started to understand things this year were different to prior years and the virus was the reason. Charlie's parents told him in order to stop the virus spreading, people needed to stay apart from each other until it was safe. Charlie understood more than others why they were staying at home. Charlie's grandfather, or Poppy, as he liked to call him, also became sick with the virus. His Poppy was placed in hospital and connected to a machine to help him breathe. For Charlie, not being able to see his friends and play in the schoolyard was very hard, but he understood why he could not do these things that made him happy. It was to stop the virus from spreading to someone else's Poppy, like it had to his. Charlie had not seen anything else worry his parents as much as the virus, but from watching the television he also understood people had started to die from the virus and this worried his parents very much because his Poppy was very sick. Every night, before going to bed, Charlie would write a note in his journal asking his Poppy to fight the virus, hoping that he may again visit his grandparents as had always done after school had finished for the year. Charlie's parents told him scientists around the world were working on creating a vaccine, which would stop the virus. They said people would soon be able to get a needle and it would protect them from the virus. Charlie was afraid of needles but knew if it meant he and his family would be safe and importantly he could see his Nana and Poppy again, then it was something he would do. Every year Charlie would spend the week before Christmas staying with his grandparents. Charlie's parents would work during this time and because school had finished, he would stay on his own with his grandparents. It was Charlie's special holiday and he looked forward to December every year for that reason. Charlie had also made many new friends from when his Poppy takes him to the beach and was afraid this year he may have to miss seeing them. That made Charlie feel sad. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months and Charlie and his parents continued to stay at home. The virus was still making people sick. Luckily for Charlie, his Poppy went from being very sick to having the machine turned off and being able to breathe and talk on his own. He was in hospital for many weeks while the doctors and nurses helped him get better. Charlie would often speak to his Poppy in hospital on the phone and Poppy would tell him all about his exercises that day to help him recover. They would talk about their trips to the beach and Charlie's beach friends. That made Charlie feel very happy and he hoped he could do these things again this year. Finally, in the month of November there was good news. People starting going back to work and children to school. Everyone still needed to be careful but at least things were getting back to what Charlie was used to. The day also soon arrived when school was finished for the year and Charlie's parents packed the car and drove from the city down the highway so Charlie could stay with his grandparents. It was a couple of hours drive, which Charlie and his parents would keep filled by playing fun games such as I Spy and counting cars and Charlie always looked forward to the petrol stop, where he could buy an ice cream. There was no better feeling than when Charlie's dad turned the corner towards his grandparents' home and there they were standing out the front waiting to give him a big hug. This was a special day. Charlie's parents had not seen Nana or Poppy for the whole year. For Charlie, he was excited as well. He knew his beach adventure was about to start. Charlie's Poppy always had a special part of the beach. He would take Charlie every year, and this year was most special for Charlie, because his Poppy had recovered from the virus and was able to take him again to see his friends he had not seen since last year. They were special friends to Charlie, and every year when they would get together they would play some fun games. Charlie could not wait to see what games they had in store for him this year. He walked over the sand dune, and on the sand was his first friend Crab. Crab waved his claws in the air. He was excited to see Charlie as well. He may have also been excited because he could start their game. "Hi, Charlie, great to see you again," said Crab. With that, Crab took off Charlie's hat and threw it into the air. Charlie started running after his hat, and just before he could catch it, Sam Seagull swooped down and with the hat in his beak starting flying down the beach towards the rock pool. Sammy Seagull was another of Charlie's beach friends, and this was their game: hide and seek with Charlie's hat. By the time Charlie got to the rock pool, he was greeted by Seal sunbaking on the rocks and wearing Charlie's hat. Charlie laughed and said, "I like your hat, Seal." With that, Seal flicked his head back and Charlie's hat flew into the water. Charlie could not believe he may have lost his best hat. Then out of nowhere a sprout of water came out of the ocean and flung Charlie's hat back to him. A large tail flicked onto the rocks for Charlie to walk onto. It was Charlie's other friend, Willie the whale. Charlie walked onto Willie's back and they set off riding the waves for many hours. This was what Charlie had been waiting for all year, to see his special beach friends, play some games and spend time together. Soon it was time to go home, and as Charlie was walking up the sand dunes with his puppy, he turned back to the beach and could see his friends all together holding up a big sign: "Cannot wait to see you again next year, Charlie." Charlie waved goodbye and he and his Poppy walked back to the car. Whilst Charlie's adventure was over for another year, he was so happy he could still share this special day with his Poppy and many more into the future. The end. This is our Poppy, a COVID-19 survivor, and we are thankful way to continue to make memories with him each and every day.